Now it's time for the envelope. As you can see on the assignment, it's a number 10 envelope, which is a standard business side envelope, 9.5 by 4, and that's 1/8 of an inch tall. Um, the the website has a download where you can download templates that are InDesign templates for doing that. I've already done that and it's on the server. Now it look a little bit different than this because I'm not on the server, but we would go with one of these two: number 10 one up convert or number 10 square flap. Let's not do this one that has 2 on it and it's sideways. So let's open both of these and see what they look like. There is the one with the square flap, and here's the one with the rounded flap, and you can do either one you want. Now, let's take a look. I think I'll do the square flap. So this is the top flap. This is what folds down, and you don't even lick envelopes anymore, where you tear off the sticky part and seal the envelope. Okay, this would be the front of it, and these are the sides, obviously, and that's how it works. Now, let's take a look at a couple things in this envelope. If we look at the swatches, I go down here, see, that's a spot color. That pink is a spot color, but they've called it die line. And that way the printer knows this is where the envelope is cut. That when a die is another word for cutting, because they have a stamp of a sharp knife that goes down and cuts it, and they can cut, big stack of paper at a time. They don't do it one by one. So they make a special stamp, and if these are standard things, they have that die cut already. And another thing, if you look at the layers, what they've done, this is set up for you to work on. They have this die line. It is a locked layer, and when I turn off the visibility, there's what the front of the envelope is going to look like, and they've already made a box for you. But what I think we're going to do, we're not going to work on this. We want to take it over to what we've already started. So let's take a quick look at what our dimensions are. It's a little under 12, so let's call it 12, and a little under, looks like 9.5. So let's change the size of our document to 12 by 10. Now it'll give us a little extra room. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to unlock this die line, and I'm going to copy it, and then I'm going to go over here to our document. This is our third page now, and I'm going to go back to our page command, and we said we want to make it 12 inches wide and 10 inches tall. Okay, so I might have messed that up. Yes, I did, because I had page 2 selected. So I just made my business card 10 by 12. So the good old undo command, undo, undo. There we go. We're back to 3.5. I need to select this one. There. So now it's 12 by 10. And there's our correct size. And now I go back to my black arrow and I go paste. Now paste in place. We'll place it not quite exactly, but paste or paste in place. Now drag it into position. And there it is. Okay. Now one thing I may want to do is I'm going to be working off the front of this document. Why don't I put it up to this corner? I could actually make my page size a little bit smaller if I wanted to. If I want to be exacting to the size of that thing, I can go, it looks like my width is 11.5. Let's see if that works. 11.5, nope. Let's go 11.75 by 9.5. Does that fit? Yeah, it looks like it does. Okay, there we go. Now, I can do one of two things. I can create another layer like they did. I can lock this layer. Or the other thing I can do is just go to the object menu and oops, I don't have it selected. I can just lock this right here in place, and then that's non-editable. And now I can go in here and I can paste. I can see where my front of my envelope. I'm going to go back up here. I think I'll start with this. I'm going to copy it, and then I'm going to go down here and I will paste it. And let's see now. So let's look at a couple things. I may want to change my branding. Over here is where the stamp goes. So I don't want this over here. So I may have to change this and put it on top of my logo, which would be fine. I have it transparent anyway. Now, if I leave it like this, what's going to happen is that when I fold over this will show on the back side, and I really don't want that to show. So I have to do, this is going to be a little bit trickier than you may want to do because I put it at an angle. If you have it square, you just take the size down. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my pen tool, and this is something we'll learn next semester. I'm going to add an anchor point right here, and that is at, oh, let me show you another trick we're going to do. Let's take this down, click up here at the top of the ruler, take this down and put it right here at the corner. So our 0, 0 is at the top corner of the front of our envelope. And then that helps me do this. I can see I can do that. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my delete anchor point, and I'm going to get rid of this one. And I'm going to get rid of this one. And so now I can see that it's going to stop right there. And I think I need to do the same over here. I'm going to add an anchor point right there. And now I'm going to go to my delete anchor point tool and delete this one. So now there's that box is set up for what I want. Now if I want to move this and show a little bit more of the arrow, I can do that. But see, my box has not moved. Oh wait, I did move my box. Let's undo that. Let's see, make sure my box is okay. Oh, did a little different thing than I thought. Okay, it removed it on the graphic itself, not on the box. So we'll have to move that up and just leave it the way it is. If I was working on this for real, I would fix it, because I'd want to show a little bit more of the arrow, but we'll just move it back up and put it there and call it good. Now what I'm going to do with this, on the envelope, all I need is the address, so I'm going to get rid of that information. I'm going to make it left-hand alignment, and let's see, let's move it. Now here's why I went 0, 0. I'm going to move it so let's go upper left hand corner. Let's make the X, let's make it a 1/4 inch in 0.25 and 0.25. So now it's a 1/4 inch from each edge, and I want to make this, obviously I want to make it smaller. This is too small. I probably want to make these the same size. What size is this? 22 point, that's probably a little too big. Let's make them both 18. since now it's not in maybe 18/20. Yeah, let's go 18/22. Since now, because it's not a header, it's a return address, make it all look the same. And let's give it all that 2-point stroke. And make the color paper if we haven't done so already. Yes, it is. So there. And why don't I do this on the back side? Let's do another place. And I'm going to place that logo again. And I'm going to put it right there. I'm going to draw the text box like that. And so now that is, let's see, is that in the center? If we want to make sure it's centered, what we can do is I can draw, here's one way to do it. I can go from corner to corner with another text box or box, and then take those two and do my centering command. And now it's centered because I made this long box here. Now I don't need it. And now let's rotate this 180 and pull it back. Now I lost my centering, but it looks like it's centered there. I can try that again. Let's just make sure. I'll draw a box like that from flap to flap. Select them both. Center. Yeah, there we go. Okay, and this one is not needed. And now there we go. Maybe I'll move it a little bit. So when we fold it, on the back flap we'll have our logo. And there's our envelope. Okay, and that will be cut along there and folded, and we have an envelope. Now the fourth page is where we put all our information. So remember I said, oh, and I closed it. Let me reopen it. There we go. I want to select all of that, copy it, and paste it into InDesign, make it bigger, and then I can start paper color. I'm going to go white and paper weight, and then I'll have to say, you know, the letterhead is 120 pound, actually the 120, and then they do the pound. Card, business card, is, let's go 100 and, no, excuse me, that should be 24 pound, my bad. Let's go 24 pound, 130 pound, paper coating. Oh, and then let's make the envelope is also 24 pound, or maybe we'll make it, let's make it a little heavier, 28 pound, paper coating. Let's go matte coating, texture finish, we'll go smooth, inks, what type of ink and how many are used, 2 inks, 2 spot colors, and that would be Pantone black. Oops, I don't know how to spell black. And then I've forgotten what the other one is, but I can go right here and take a look. Pantone 1797C. 1797C. Format, I'll go bleed, document size and bleed. Letterhead is 8.5 by 11 inches. And business card is 3.5 by 2 inches. Oops, I'm going too fast here. I should put in my inch mark there too. And the logo is Bled. Bindery and emboss would be no. Die cutting would be on the envelope. And folding is none and none. So that's a quick look at it. I think that's all the information we need. And we have ourselves a corporate identity package.